Hello and welcome. We are so excited to have you here with us today. Welcome to Harvest Girls International Incorporated. We are a women's empowerment organization designed with you in mind. At Harvest Girls International, we empower women to celebrate the journey. No matter what has happened to you or what you've been through, there is a celebration in you. We also empower young girls ages 9 through 17 with the power to dream. We are so excited for you to be with us today. However, we would love for you to like, share, and subscribe if this channel is empowering you to go to the next level. We would love for you to share that with others. And so today we are so happy to have on the line one of my mentors, empowerment coach, transformational coach, inspirational coach, the lady that really got me started to go deep down inside my core to discover the true me and the power of being who I am. And so I want to bring on right now my friend, my mentor, Gina Pearson. Thank you, Gina, for being here today.
You're welcome, Cris. It's a delight to be with you.
And I'm so excited because we are here at the end of the year. This is December 2020, and we know that we have had some 2020 vision this year is what I call it, the year of vision. And we have been able to see things a little bit more clearly. Although things have been fuzzy and chaotic, it has strengthened our vision. And so at the end of the year, many times, I know many of the women that I coach and mentor, they ask the question, for the new year, I would like to do something different. I would like to reinvent myself. How could I do that? So I asked you to come on today because that was a question I was asking in 2011 when I encountered your workshop, Reinvent Yourself. I was looking for a way, a space, a place to reinvent myself and didn't realize that space and place was on the inside of me. And you helped to bring that out. So today, I wanted women to understand that everything they need is on the inside of them. Everything that they need to succeed, everything they need to be all that they need to be is right in the inside of them. And so today, while we are thinking about moving into 2021, and we talk about resolutions, but I like revelations better. And so I was going to ask you today if you could just talk to us a little bit about reinventing yourself, especially from coming out of some setbacks, coming from some grief. This year has just been a tumultuous year for many, but at the same time, everything can be used. Everything that has happened, everything we've been through, everything we've experienced, it can be used. Nothing goes to waste. And so I wanted you, as you will share with me and everyone listening, some tips or something that you can bring to the table, and you and I can discuss them for 2021 in reinventing yourself. And we don't have to wait to 2021, we can start today. So Gina, I'll just have at it. Whatever you want to share with us, we'll go with that.
Well, Cris, it's a great question to be visiting as we complete this year. Completion is upon us. And while we have had an interesting year, it's all been unfolding perfectly because all there ever is a now. Yes. And so what we do with that now, our way of being in that space of now, in this eternal now that's all there is, it's crucial. So I would like to invite your listeners to consider, if today were my last day on earth, what would be left undone? What would be left unsaid? What regrets would be visiting me now if today were my last day? And when we can come from that space, when we can flip the screen, so to speak,
yes,
and to look at our life from that perspective, I believe many will be inspired with the things I want to do, what I need to say, who I need to call, who I need to forgive, what is it that needs to be done. When we have that sense of urgency to come from and to stand in, life changes for us. So one of the things I would definitely invite all of us to consider is, how do we reprioritize ourselves in this game of life? That's always a motivator. And as mothers and wives, oftentimes we're the last on the list. And so that needs to change. My kids are adults now, but oftentimes being busy with a demanding schedule in life, I would remove myself because that was the most convenient thing to do. I don't do that today. I'm learning how to make myself a priority. And so when I look at the domains of life, when I look at the health, the physical aspect of who I am, the spiritual, emotional, and mental aspects, I can fill in the blank. And my spiritual aspect is a priority of a component for me now. Developing my spiritual practice and maintaining it as a priority, and never letting that be something I check off the list or move to the side because other things are more important. We're physical beings, we're spiritual beings having an emotional, spiritual, physical encounter. We are spiritual beings having emotional, mental, and physical encounters. So when we address who we are as spiritual beings, we give attention to the aspect of ourselves that are not seen. What's the state of our mind, our mental health? How crucial is that? Then we can look at things like forgiveness, letting go, and surrender, and put things in perspective. The physical is not as important anymore. You and I have known each other now for quite a few years, and we're ageless, no doubt, but we've gained a few years since we first met. So our health is a priority. We're looking at this time, what needs to change inside of that? How can we be even healthier to take on another year? How can we be kinder to ourselves and our bodies? What are some things that we need to look at? I'm even noticing how I'm having more compassion. When I look at other people, when I look at myself, I can look through the eyes of love and compassion. So there's so much to consider here, Cris. We can go in so many different directions. The need is so great to contribute right now. The world needs our contribution. And while we're looking at how to make no contact appearances and bringing our gifts, we can donate blood. We can volunteer virtually. There's so much that we can do inside of considering, how do I reinvent myself? I want to live an exciting life. I want to live a life of contribution. I want to live a life of fulfillment. How do we do that? Those are some of the ways that we can do that.
And Gina, I wanted to talk a little bit about, this is something that is huge, and I have dealt with it myself, and that's our mental health. I have lots and lots of mothers, as you just talked about, putting themselves on hold because the children are home, or it's always the children and the family, and mentally they're suffering. And so they're asking, what can I do to relieve myself of some of that pressure? Now they're taking it on, don't get me wrong, but they're looking for ways or windows in order to relieve some of that stress. And mentally they're starting to fade. So can you speak to that?
Absolutely. That's a very serious issue for all of us. And oftentimes we think we have to do it alone. We think we're by ourselves in the game. So one of the ways, first of all, is learn to make yourself a priority, and loving yourself to where you get the support you need. You're eating healthy. You're getting the rest you need. being a mother is a very demanding role. Having a support group or even someone that you can talk with to share, excuse me, what you're feeling, what you're thinking, what you're up against. You don't have to do it alone.
Yes.
And is all that's on the schedule necessary?
Mm-hmm.
We try to be too much for too many.
That's right.
And we are very strong. We are courageous as women. And we're not expected to be superheroes, though. So it's a very serious concern, having someone to talk with, learning how to forgive and release and surrender. Those are all important aspects to getting through, these different scenarios of what life deals us.
Yes.
Excuse me. I strongly believe in having an accountability partner
Mm-hmm.
that can give you feedback. We all have blind spots. We don't see how we're showing up in the world at times, or ways that we may be neglecting ourselves. Um, there's so many components here, Cris.
Yeah.
I have a girlfriend who has a program called The Power of Healing Us. It's actually a website, thepowerofhealingus.us. And she works with women who are in, I would say, congested areas like the emotions and mental health. And she deals with trapped emotions. We carry so much within us in our efforts to be strong, to keep it going, to make it happen. So many people relying on us. But she offers a monthly support call. It's free. Um, so this is an avenue that women can begin to take on and use to have a source of support.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And so then we have the ladies, Gina, that call and they say, Cris, I'm lonely. I need a man. If I had a man, I think everything would be okay. And can you speak to that? That's the biggest problem or questions that I get about women being lonely.
Yeah. Well, then, needing something outside of themselves is a huge setup for failure.
Mm-hmm.
It's delusional thinking.
Yes.
Because when we come to understand we're complete in and of ourselves, when we love ourselves enough to
Absolutely.
know that, we find that we're enough.
Yes.
So for women who are saying that, I strongly believe it's a lack of their connection with their spiritual being.
Yes. Yes.
And the hunger to know who they are spiritually will fulfill that, because we think love is out there, but we in fact are made in the image and likeness of love. So we can generate love. Yes. Love happens over here. Right. It's not waiting out there for me. Absolutely. I can activate it here, yes. Be the fullness of it, have the fullness of it, yes. Without needing anything external.
Yes, yes.
So, yes. That they may be looking for companionship and someone to talk to, but it's a setup to feel that I have to have something, whether that's a man, yes. A new car, yeah. A home, anything external is a setup, yeah. For a disaster, really.
Absolutely.
So, yes, I just really want to encourage them to find that love within yourself. Mm-hmm. It's okay if you want to share it, but to need it because you're desperate for fulfillment because of the longing and lack of connection with yourself, you'll never find it outside of you.
Absolutely.
It'll be a temporary, I totally agree. Temporary dissatisfaction over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And also in reinventing yourself, I wanted to also get you to touch on I choose me. We get a lot of women who have a problem with choosing themselves. And I know that's self-love and that kind of thing. But when we use the term Harvest Girls, love yourself first, they think that's somewhat, no, we're not supposed to do that. That's selfish. can you, I understand and I know why we teach it. Can you go in depth a little bit about why it's important to choose me? I choose me. I choose me. It's okay to choose yourself. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. And when we're not, we have an energy about us that's of desperation. Who
Hmm.
else will choose you
Hmm.
if you
Absolutely.
don't?
Yes.
So it's a great, I would say, practice to begin to, even if it's standing in the mirror and looking. I mean, this is a great exercise to do actually
Yes.
naked, to stand in the mirror and
Hmm.
begin to love those areas of yourself that you're not familiar with or you don't like, and
Yes.
really take on
Yes.
embracing. I mean, it would be a week-long exercise for some of us to take on doing that.
Yes.
But you really can't expect anyone else to choose you if you don't. So it's a necessary thing to take on, find practices, find ways of being in the world that you do like yourself, and you like that you smile a lot.
Yes.
Share that smile. You
Yes.
like that you're generous. Make a few phone calls. People are lonely all over the world right now. You
Yes.
be the one to make the difference.
Yes.
Reach out in any way that you can to find out what there is to love about you. I mean, you're enough whether you do anything,
Right.
but whatever motivation you need to take on to discover deeper depths of that, I would encourage you to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
We stay safe, we play it safe.
Hmm.
This is a great time to consider, what really matters to me. Whether that's taking on a bucket list to fulfill
Yeah.
some things that you said
Yeah.
you're going to do someday, which that day never comes.
Yes.
All there is now.
Yes.
You said you're going to start reading more. Do it now.
Now.
Take
Yes.
on a journaling, a gratitude
Yes.
list. Every day find something to be grateful about. Everything is energy,
Yes.
Chris.
Yes, it
And
is.
so when you
It
can start, yes, changing our thinking to positive thinking, shifting that to whether that's practicing positive affirmations, even saying, I love you, Gina.
Yes.
Gina, I love you.
Yes.
Practice that.
Practice
All
it.
of
Yes.
these, yes, are some things that can bring you into a new relationship with yourself.
Yes. Yes.
So necessary,
I love it.
especially if you've got young people around. They're watching how you manage your life. They're watching your way of being in the world. And even my daughter, I mean, I've been out with her and I've been edgy, and maybe I've not been as kind in my response, to even remembering to say thank you. She would check me and call me on that. So I'm really aware that they're noticing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Gina, I wanted to bring to the attention that you have had some challenges that you've tried for yourself. I've seen some pictures of a python around you, and I've seen you parasailing and doing some stuff. Tell us about what was all that about. I mean, I know, but let the ladies know
Yes.
what was going on with that.
Well, Chris, I have taken on facing my fears. I'm
Mm.
stepping out of my comfort zone because that's the only way I have found that I grow. I'm
Hmm.
committed to living a big life and a fulfilled life.
Yes.
So I've been afraid of snakes all of my life.
Hmm.
And I actually had a girlfriend who worked for a gentleman who owned a snake, and she called and said, Hey, the snake is in the office. Come over. And I did. Brought my kids thinking, okay, this is an opportunity. Come see this 40-pound
Oh my God.
python.
Yeah.
And we go, and my phone is not working, so I couldn't capture a picture. So I was leaving when I called a friend, and they's like, you cannot leave without capturing that. Go back in. Well, I go in, and we found somebody's phone to capture it. We bring the snake outside, and the snake really needed to go to the bathroom. So there the snake was defecating, and I was about to on myself because I was holding
Oh
it.
my gosh.
It was amazing to have that experience, and there were my kids. But that had been a fear I had, Chris, all of my life that I overcame as an adult.
Yeah.
And so it was with parasailing. I was challenged to take it on, very fearful of it. I did it.
Yeah, you
So
did.
I have people in my life that know what I'm up to. So when opportunities arise,
Yeah.
and they're in my life, and they're like, here it is. Are you going to take it on or not?
Yeah.
And I even remember I was in Singapore this time last year,
Mm-hmm.
and my good friend brought me to this banana boat, which was a speedboat. And I didn't know that it was a speedboat. I thought it was just a nice little ride on the ocean. And I said, look, I don't know that I can do this. I just really don't. He said, well, come here, let me cast the devil out of you. After he said that, I jumped on it, and we all ended up in the ocean. We were, there was one girl with us that could not even swim.
Oh
Imagine
my
that.
goodness.
And he's watching on the shoreline, laughing, knowing we were all going to be in chaos on the water. But he had faith to know that we were going to be rescued, and we were. But life is about embracing the infinite potential within us. And
Absolutely.
yes, standing outside of that comfort zone is the only place we can do that. By
Mm-hmm.
risking to love, risking to forgive,
Mm-hmm.
risking
Mm-hmm.
to go again,
Yes.
risking to surrender to the higher power within us.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
all necessary to fulfill who we are in the
Yes.
earth realm.
Yes.
And to have that expression of the divine radiate through us, because
Yes.
we're flesh. I mean, this flesh and blood is a very limited aspect of who I am. Unless I go deeper to
Mm-hmm.
discover the depth of myself as a spiritual being, this is all I have, which we both know
Yeah.
it's disappearing, it's
Mm-hmm. Yes,
deteriorating,
it is.
and it has the appearance that it's not going to be here forever. But
Yes.
there's a part of me that is.
Yes.
And that part is the light of the world. And so, out of
Yeah.
my commitment to share that, Cris, I move beyond this fleshly realm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Excellent. Excellent. I wanted to, we just have about 5 more minutes left. I know it goes so fast, but I just wanted you to touch on when I first started to engage with you, you talked to me a lot about all we have is now, living in the moment. And so, can you just leave us with something, some steps or something about doing it now and living in the moment? I think to reinvent, you have to do it now.
You have to do it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's an illusion that we think we have forever to get things done. That we even think there is a tomorrow.
Yeah.
Nobody has ever seen tomorrow.
Yes.
Likewise, when you're operating from the realm of spirit, there really is no past or future. All
Mm-hmm.
there is now. The
Yes.
eternal unfolding of our spirit happens when? Now.
Now.
Nothing happens yesterday, nothing will happen tomorrow. It only happens now.
Now.
So if we
Yeah.
can take on the urgency of life to say, I love you now, to do
Now.
the things I want to do now, to
Yes.
access that infinite potential within us that's ever unfolding. It's only
Yes.
happening now.
Now.
So for some of us to even begin to embrace that, um, Eckhart Tolle wrote the book, The Power of Now. I mean, it's a phenomenal work. If you've not read it, I would
Mm-hmm.
encourage that. And there's so much on YouTube that you can begin to study, but to know for yourself, you're evolving, you are transforming yourself moment by moment. It's
Yes.
happening with all the encounters you have, all the opportunities, the good, the bad, and the ugly. They're all privileges for us to expand in that eternal space of right now.
Yeah.
So it's really, really important, Cris. I agree. You have been one to take on life. I appreciate your inspiration, your desire to be a support for these young women. It's been great having you in my life over the years and seeing that inspiration at work now. I
Now.
thank you. I really do thank you.
Thank you. And Gina, I thank you so much because of the now that you gave me years ago. That changed my life because before I knew how to operate in that, I was stagnant. I was bitter. I was unforgiving. I was stuck basically in my life. And when I started to take on the now, do it now, and there was urgency, and there were so many challenges there, but I took them on and I played full in that. That has been the thing that has truly impacted my life, and you are part of that because that was the day when I came to your workshop in Chicago that I realized that there was something in me that has always been there that just needed to come out, because I was looking for it in other things, people, places, and things. And I found out that it was in me all the time, and I just needed to operate it in and bring it out. If you could leave us with one word, Gina, one sentence or paragraph or whatever, what would that be for today?
Well, all there is now. And all there really is love. It's
Yeah,
who we are.
yeah.
So whatever is unresolved in your life, whatever you're incomplete about, get complete. Take action now. Risk to go beyond who you thought yourself to be, who you've known yourself to be, and transform into that being of the expression of love, the expression of forgiveness, the expression of
Mm-hmm.
kindness, and do
Yes.
the things you want to do. Take on your life. Begin to love yourself. All all of it can only happen in the now.
Mm-hmm. In the
It'll
now.
never
Yeah.
happen tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody that's ever seen a someday. So
Yeah.
I just really want to encourage you to wake up to the greatness that you are, to the gift that you are. The
Yeah.
world is waiting and you are loved.
Thank you so much, Gina. This has been amazing. Thank you for this encouragement, these words of wisdom. I know that someone that is listening to this needed to hear this today. This is the day that you will be changed and transformed because you said, I choose me, and the time is now.
Yeah.
So we are so happy for you. Gina has been doing this work for many, many years. Gina, how many years have you been doing this work? I know it's
Oh, maybe
years.
about 30 years I've
30
taken on
years.
transforming my life, at least.
And
Yes. And so,
she's still working on herself and still transforming as she continues to teach and to reach others. But Gina, I just want you to know that we love you, we appreciate you, we
thank
bless
you.
you, we wish you health and that
Yeah.
you may prosper. And ladies, never ever dilute yourself because someone can't take you at 100 proof. And remember, transformation begins with you. Bye-bye now.